It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. On today's program, my friends, we are listening to a little band known as Pink Floyd, one of our favorites here on the Daily Doug. And a few months ago, back in June, I heard the song Sorrow for the first time. We were hanging out on a Zoom session with our Council of Dougs and our Doug's Angels in what we call Doug on Demand. These sessions, we do them on Sundays, once or twice a month, and they're basically hang out and listen to some great tunes sessions. And I don't really do analysis or reactions. We're just hanging out and we're listening to music that everybody wants to listen to, and they're wonderful. And some of these songs that have been introduced to me in these settings, I've come back to take a second look and really dive deep into. And that's what we're up to today with the song called Sorrow. Our good friend Kelly, who is a Pink Floyd super fan, had put forth David Gilmour's live version of this song from his Luck and Strange tour, and that's what we heard a few months ago. I remember really liking it and wanting to get back to it and learn more about it. And that's what we're up to today. So, Sorrow is originally from A Momentary Lapse of Reason, which is the band's 13th studio album dating from 1987. And remember, this is the album that's famous for being the first Pink Floyd album to not include founding member Roger Waters. And as such, David Gilmour really took the reins here and led the songwriting and the production for this album. And it's an album that I have not heard in its entirety yet. We'll get there. But previously, I have heard Learning to Fly and On the Turning Away, both very great, lovely songs from side one. Sorrow comes from side two, and we're going to be hearing the album version this time. The only other thing that I thought was really interesting as I read in here is that David wrote the lyrics here as a poem first before he wrote and set them to music. And he said that's a rarity in process for him. Normally he writes the music first and then does the lyrics second. So it makes me really curious to see what was on his mind, that the words were coming first. We'll pay attention to the lyrics and, of course, to the wonderful sounds from Pink Floyd. We've got David Gilmour on vocals and guitars. Nick Mason is on the drums. Richard Wright is on the keyboards. And they have bass extraordinaire Tony Levin coming in to play bass on this particular track. I am ready to go, friends. Let's waste no more time. This is Sorrow from Pink Floyd. Here we go. Start that guitar. And what would be on David's mind to have him call his poem and this piece Sorrow? Gotta pay attention. I think... yeah, they're on an E. Relative major. So in the relative major, in G, that's 1 to 4. Yeah, then D resolves to E. Big extended opening. Production sounds kind of 80s, doesn't it? He's haunted by the memory of a lost paradise. He's chained forever to a world that has departed. It's not enough. Interesting. He's just soloing over E minor, y'all. It's like a minor 5 to that B. Now it's got a C sharp in that scale. Which puts it in B minor. Change keys for a bit. Always the expansiveness of the sounds, the fact that they're taking their time to let the music speak, which is something I've always loved about Pink Floyd's music. Verse 3. Climate change, environmental, chicanery. Promises broken. Back in E. Just love it. Thank you for tolerating my playing along. It's a more open-ended, harmonic underpinning for this solo. He's in E minor, but the bass never really leaves E. You can imply different harmonies over the top of it, but it really just sticks right on E. There's a longing, there's an aching in what he's evoking out of that guitar. And the whole album is going to just fade out, as this is what he leaves us with. I can't wait to hear the whole album and hear this in context. It's not quite as long here as it is on some of the live versions of this that I've seen that's available on YouTube. And that makes sense. If you're, if you've arrived in a new town and you've got all your gear on stage and you've got all those people there and you're in the middle of the song or you're trying to finish the song, what's a few more minutes? Keep playing. Let's do another round of solos. We're here. Let's do it, But it's really good to get back to the original version of this that was released on the album. And then we can start to hear how it gets performed and added on to through the years. I do find it interesting that there's no real chorus that galvanizes us, that puts things back together. There's no real opportunity to have a line or a lyric or a real defining vocal melody that overarches and kind of takes over for the entire song. It doesn't have that, does it? It's just verses. And I think I would have noticed, but it was helpful to see this note that he channeled some of the writing of John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath in the opening lines. And then from there, it just kind of oozes out of him. And he's speaking of a nostalgia, right? There's a lyric, he's chained forever to a world that has departed. The world that he longs for is not there anymore. And as we get into the last verse, he's talking about broken promises. There's an unceasing wind that blows through this night, and there's dust in my eyes that blinds my sight, and silence that speaks so much louder than words of promises broken. The silence. You've made these promises, and now we don't hear from you. And that speaks volumes. More than anything else, I think it's a message of just melancholy, of disappointment at what has come to be, at where society is, at what he sees around him. He remembers what it was like, or he's read about how things used to be, and he's not happy with how things are. And he knows that our society could have been and accomplished so much more, and we've just fallen short. It makes sense that he titled the piece Sorrow. It's a heck of a word to really encapsulate the emotion of all of this. And he keeps saying, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's like, we're not satisfied. It's not enough. I'm not satisfied. He awakes to a morning with no reason for waking. He's haunted by the memory of a lost paradise. In his youth or a dream, he can't be precise. He's chained forever to a world that has departed. It's not enough. It's a powerful lyric, and the song is wonderful. I understand why Kelly loves it and showed it to us. And you know, it's one of these big time guitar led Pink Floyd classic tunes that, as of 2 months ago, I'd never even heard of. And now I've heard it once informally, and now here properly with all of you on the Daily Doug. And I feel like I know David a little bit more, and I know this song a little bit more, and I'm eager to get to this album. I don't know if it'll be the next full album from Pink Floyd that I get to, but I'll be ready when it comes around, y'all. But for today, I believe that is going to be all for us. It's been my pleasure to take you through a song called Sorrow from Pink Floyd. Thanks, y'all, for being with me. We'll see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.